Well, welcome back to our Kingdom Flow community. We are here with another amazing episode today. I'm bringing the energy.
I like
I'm
the
bringing
energy.
it.
It's
I'm really.
up.
It's up.
It's up.
We're here, and it's the week before Thanksgiving.
Oh.
I know it's like your Super Bowl. You're coming in. You're already thinking about what you're gonna eat. Especially, you were just telling me you're doing this new meal thing where you're just eating like once every day.
Yeah,
So are you like already thinking about what you're going to eat yet?
I already have it coming. It's going to be about a pound ribeye.
Okay. So you're
So-
not doing turkey. You're skipping the turkey this year?
Oh, that's for Thanksgiving. I thought you meant today. I'm doing
Oh.
one meal.
Yes, that's an everyday. That's
yeah.
an everyday occurrence.
I
everyday
needed
dinner.
I needed to drop a few lbs, and when I went back on my weight loss journey years ago, that's what I started doing, and it works well for me. So, no, on Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving food. I like Thanksgiving food. I don't love Thanksgiving food.
I would agree.
I like it. It's
Yeah.
good. I don't love it.
Yeah.
I love New Year's Eve food or New Year's food. Black eyed peas,
Gross.
smothered cabbage.
Smothered cabbage.
Oh, dude. I mean, Boston
I didn't know
butt.
there was people that actually eat smothered
It's
cabbage.
delicious.
That's disgusting.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So that's what
That just like I can picture the smell of the
What do
kitchen.
you eat for New Year's?
Whatever's on the agenda that day.
So it's nothing
I drink
special?
my smoothie.
Let's see.
You know, it's
Man.
and I
You
have
ever had
for
black
dinner.
eyed peas like that? Like New Year's
I
black
have
eyed peas?
tried them. Yes, I don't like them.
I love them.
It reminds me of, as a kid, we
Little
grew
hot
up going
sauce.
to a restaurant called Black Eyed Peas.
Mm,
Black Eyed Pea. There used to be one here in Katy. It
really?
was a staple. Yeah, it was over
Wow.
there. You ever heard of it?
Nope. Such a staple. It's
No?
gone.
Well, let's go down memory lane a little bit. What
Okay.
did they have in Louisiana?
Okay.
Where did you go like Sunday after church?
We were poor. We didn't go to church.
Well, I thought you were going to say
We
we
weren't-
didn't go to church.
We weren't rich like you. We did. If we
That's
went,
what we went. We did usually one meal a day or one meal a week, I should say. Occasionally we would do like a Friday night dinner. My mom cooked a lot,
we did, if it was a special, we did Hungry Ground Patty, which is no longer there. Amazing burger. And then we did one called the Creole, which was really good. It's no longer there. But
Yeah,
yeah.
nice. Yeah, so we had Black Eyed Pea. It used to be in Katy. It's no longer
Mm.
there. There's a restaurant called El Jarrito. It's actually in a new location, but the original location was
Mm.
not where it's at today. I remember doing that.
That's cool.
We would certainly hit up Loopy's.
I had
That
Lupe
was
the other
great.
day. Yeah, it was good.
No, Luby's.
Oh, I thought you said Lupe tortilla.
No, Luby's.
Gotcha.
Luby's.
Luby's. Yeah.
Luby's. But the pinnacle was there was this place called Ryan's Steakhouse.
I love Ryan's.
Okay.
I'll eat
You-
Ryan's.
you-
I'll eat Ryan's today. I will
They don't
destroy.
have-
They have to still have
They-
those.
I don't know.
It's
maybe.
like a Golden Corral, but
Yeah,
better.
but
It's better.
but they probably went out of business. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't. So Golden Corral, we never went into Golden Corral until I was a little bit older, and that's where my grandma wanted to go. It was
Mm.
Ryan's, it was Luby's. In Oklahoma, they had one called Piccadilly.
I love Piccadilly.
You like Piccadilly too? Okay.
Oh,
well,
yep. All Ryan's locations
you're
are
looking it up.
permanently closed as of 2021. Oh,
They
400,
just closed.
400 locations.
Wow.
That's terrible.
Let's take a moment of silence for Ryan's.
Dude, they had
Let's,
some good charred steak.
Man, I don't even
Solid
remember what
pan
I
mac
used to
and
get
cheese.
there. It was about the experience, not so much the food.
The people watching.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what we are going to do this year because it's just us. My parents are traveling, so we may not even have Thanksgiving food because I agree. We like the turkey, but all the sides and everything else, it is.
I say I
yeah.
like the sides. I just don't love the turkey. I mean, I
Yeah.
like the turkey, but I might do something off the wall. I don't know. I might do something really fun and fancy. Oh no, you know what we're doing this year?
What?
We're going to Steak 48.
Oh, you're doing that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Y'all should join us. Let's get a big table.
Okay.
And we'll just bring the whole crew.
Well, yeah, that sounds like an amazing time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell Michaela.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah. So we're doing Steak 48.
There you go. That's actually not a bad idea.
I didn't
Alright.
feel like, because we're traveling before, I didn't feel like
Yeah.
Cooking.
You're traveling with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, in the spirit of Thanksgiving,
Okay.
I thought we've certainly done an episode on gratitude once or twice in our day, but I want to take a little bit different approach today. Still anchored in with having a heart of gratitude and what that really looks like, but also just like when we really think about it, what does it really truly mean to us? Like from where I really want to think about it is like tying in the previous episode from last week and tying in like the emotional maturity of our growth. And as we continue to grow, I think one of the biggest things in my life when I really think about where I have matured is having more gratitude in my life, having more thankfulness in my life for where I am at in my life, my health, my family's health, my
Mm.
family, and who like. There's been so many memories, and I can't even really think about them. Maybe as we're processing, I'll be able to draw some examples. But so many times in my life where like there's an experience, there's a moment. Like actually I just thought of one, just this happened this summer where you know we were traveling and I was doing my morning quiet time off the beach of Cape Cod, and there was like this swing set just off the distance, and um all the kids were asleep except for Jack's an early bird like me, so he got up with me and was just on the swing set as I was reading my Bible, and I'm just sitting there like reflecting and praying. And this was like I remember that week being a very stressful week. It's usually like, of course, I'm going on vacation and like I'm having a stressful time at work when like things need to get done and I'm trying to unplug. But I just was overlooking like this little grassy area and I see him swinging, and just the joy that he had in his spirit, in his face, not a care in the world. There was nobody else out there. There was not a single person on the beach. There wasn't a single person around the resort we were at. And I was just overlooking. And I just really, vividly remember just like thinking about how grateful I was just in that moment that I had that opportunity to kind of like see this picture of a little boy that didn't have any care in the world, that was just living life and just having so much fun. And I think we lose so much sight of that as we get older and we have responsibilities, and we know that that's part of life and part of growing up. But what I want to talk about is like the principle of making sure that we always find a place, whether it's a moment in our day or but like creating a habit around posturing ourselves to put ourselves in a place of gratitude, and whatever that looks like for you. But trying to go beyond just, hey, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my health. Yes, those are important things, but
Mm-hmm.
and I know I just said those too, but like picturing that experience, like what is your experience where you see your son or your daughter and just the joy on their face and you just are overwhelmed with gratitude? Because I remember, I mean, it brought me to tears in that moment, and it brought me to tears because I was so grateful. I had such a full heart, and that really is what, like, in that moment that changed the entire trip for me. And I was able to just kind of focus on the family and just kind of stay in that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about like when we think of course, this is a time of year when we start thinking about a lot of the things that we're thankful for. We start reflecting and everything else. But, um, especially just knowing who our audience is, I think it's so important for us to remember to take time out of our day to just posture ourselves to be in gratitude.
Yeah, man, I think it's important. I think for me, it's been a daily discipline that I've decided to do a while ago. I have a moment in the morning of a gratitude list or
Mhm.
even a gratitude thought, a grateful thought, and just ponder it for a bit. I think it changes. It's the lens in which you can see life through.
Yeah.
Gratitude is a lens that you can purposely put on to see life through. I was actually talking to someone yesterday, and and they were pointing out a lot of the negative things that were going on in their life, and frankly, a lot of them were fairly petty. in the grand scheme of things, compared to other people's negative experiences. But I was challenging that individual to go, hey, but what areas can you be grateful for? Like, and so you've been naming the negative. Let's name 10 things of gratefulness, even pertaining to the negative situation.
Mm.
And so they begin to talk those things out and verbalize those things and hear themselves speak those things. And literally, next thing you know, they're like, well, I guess I have a whole lot more to be grateful for than
Mm.
I do that's a negative. And so for me, gratitude had to start it had to be a discipline for me. I am not, might sound bad, I'm just being honest. I'm more expectant than I am grateful
Mm.
naturally, right? I'm more of um, gratitude had to be a discipline in me. I naturally see the world half empty. Not the half empty would be the negative, the half full would be the gratitude, right?
Yeah.
You tracking with me?
Yeah.
I naturally see, without me putting on gratitude's glasses, I see the world half empty. And so it's had to turn into a discipline of legitimate moments throughout the day where I look at scenarios, I look at situations, and I find what I'm grateful for in them. And you begin to train your mind, and those lenses that you have to put on start to turn into the lenses that you just see life through.
Yeah. It's
And
good.
so, yeah, I love this time of year. But I think it's extremely important. Um, a lot of a lot of the biggest leaders in the world talk about a gratitude journal and a gratitude list, um, of just tuning your mind to what you're grateful for versus allowing the world to tune your mind to what is negative in your life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. That's
And
good.
so it's for me, it had to start as a discipline, um, between my upbringing, between my natural personality. A discipline really turned into a delight, and I think now over the last year, I'm starting to 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 see life through gratitude. You know what also gratitude does, and I've realized this in my own life. Gratitude attracts the presence of God.
Hmm. Yeah.
A grateful heart attracts the presence of God.
Yeah.
A grateful, thankful, appreciative posture allows for an opportunity for you to meet the creator at a different level.
Yeah. It's good.
Um, and so when you experience that too, I mean, imagine we all have, a lot of us have kids. A grateful heart is so much more well received than a expectant heart.
Right.
I much rather, it's so crazy. I much rather give to the grateful than give to the expectant.
All the time.
And so I just think it produces a lot more different fruit in your life. And um, I think it's a lot of the fruit that you see in my life or your life or those that we're close to is they're a byproduct of gratefulness.
Yeah. No, that's really good. I couldn't agree more. And when we posture ourselves to be more thankful, to have gratitude, it absolutely ushers in the presence of God. And I think it's because it's truly a kingdom principle.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking for this verse. It's 1 Thessalonians 5, starting in 16. It says, rejoice always, pray without ceasing. Verse 18, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ for you. Like he wants us to, like, this is the discipline side. He wants us to like have thankfulness and gratitude top of mind, but not without prayer.
Mm-hmm.
He actually
Mm-hmm.
says it. We're praying and giving thankfulness in having gratitude. And so I actually do that as well, where I make it part of my routine. I don't have an actual gratitude journal, but I've made one where I just have a journal. It's open canvas,
Mm-hmm.
so I can just write if the Lord's speaking to me in another way. But it always starts with something to the effect of, "Hey, I'm grateful for X, Y, and Z," and I'm just listing out some things. And I try to be a little bit deeper than the surface level, and I go back to the fact that it's actually like we can tend to think that maybe it is a little, and I don't know the right answer. I'm just processing it out loud. Like maybe it's an emotion, but maybe it's not. I actually would err more on the side of like gratitude not necessarily being an emotion. It is a discipline. It's something that we have to position ourselves into, and we have to reflect on the fact to and then we can in turn change our emotions right the way. So that's how like that the connection is like if we can put ourselves in a position where we are grateful,
Mm-hmm.
it can change our complete state of mind. And it really does. It reframes everything. It reframes our perspective. I go back to that example I just gave where I'm overlooking and I see Jack. It reframed my
Mm-hmm.
perspective in that moment to not really worry about, because the reality is a lot of the stuff, there's a lot of pressure and everything else, but the reality is none of it was an emergency. So I didn't
Sure.
need to take time away. But when I just kind of unplugged and I said, hey, I'm on vacation, I'll address this on Monday, whatever, it allowed me to like really break free from that. It changed my emotional state
Mm-hmm.
from feeling stressed and anxious to having gratitude
Mm-hmm.
and peace.
Gratitude is the precursor to joy.
Hmm.
True, like a grateful heart is a joyful heart.
Yeah.
And so the way a discipline of gratitude equals a life that's joyful. And so I think I was actually talking, I was talking to Michaela too yesterday, and talking about going a little bit deeper than just the surface level. And Michaela and I are in a season where we're trying to refine our marriage even deeper. Like we talk about accountability and growing on here and wanting to go deeper and grow in our faith, grow in our relationship, grow in how we parent our kids. I'll give a behind the scenes. Michaela and I are on a date and we're asking each other, how can we do better? Like, how can we do better? And there was a moment there when Michaela got a a little frustrated by the lack of growth that we maybe thought we should be a little bit further along than we
Hmm.
were, right? And so I had to reframe for her. I said, but talking about going a little bit deeper when it comes to gratitude, I said, love, look at the fruit of our lives. Like, like, yes, we can. Can we get better? Can we grow more? The answer to
Hmm.
that is we always should be. We always should be wanting to. But gratitude is reflection,
Yeah.
and then the looking at the surrounding areas of your life. And we compartmentalize our marriage and our life into friends, into family, into business, into kids. So we have a ton of different areas. And I think when someone is grateful and they're looking at the fruit of their life, a lot of people have a lot of good fruit in one area,
Yeah.
right? We got good fruit here, but everywhere else is not really any fruit. And so we went down that rabbit hole of going, look at this area. We'll look at the fruit that we're producing here. Look at the fruit that we're producing here. Look at the fruit we're producing together. And it changed. We became grateful for where we were at.
Yeah.
Again, we're not where we want to be, but we're not where we were.
Yeah.
It's about progression, not perfection. And so it really in that moment allowed us to reflect an area of or a feeling of, or really not even a feeling, but a practice of gratitude was played out in that truck on the way
Yeah.
home. And then we ended going, you know what? 2026 is going to be great, but I'm super grateful for 2025 and the growth that we have had.
Yeah, that's a key point that I'm thinking about as you're talking. It's like we, especially as men, because men are just wired to be the visionary of the family
Hmm.
and where we want to go and climbing the corporate ladder or the next business deal or whatever the next thing. And we lose sight of what we have already accomplished, what we've already done.
Hmm.
And we have to be very careful with that, because all it can do is it can put us into this perpetual state of achievement and anxiety
Hmm.
if we're just not careful. Like, what's that next thing? If we're always pursuing something, if we're always chasing and doing, and next thing, got it, okay, next thing, and then we might forget, like, hey, but I'm not even really doing it well, but I got it, so I'm gonna just keep moving.
Hmm.
But when we sit and we reflect, like, if we do achieve something, or if we are recognizing the fruit and we can posture ourselves in a position to be more grateful, it takes the pressure out of the whole situation. And so, doing more of that is, especially in this microwave age of just social media that we live in, where it's
Mm-hmm.
just like the next hit, next dopamine hit, whatever it is, whether it's a video or, a business deal or something,
Mm-hmm.
or the next deal you're trying to close. Like, take a step back and use this time of year. Like, I'm even thinking about it, like, because I know we both love this podcast of like separation season and everything else. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I do agree. Like, we're coming into a time from a business standpoint where you can really get ahead a little bit and put yourself in a position to really start the year quick. But let's also just use this as an opportunity, because a lot of other people are taking time to really reflect, and we don't need the whole, November, December timeframe, but let's
Sure.
let's find some opportunities. We had in this, our listeners know we're in this John Maxwell thing, and there's a guy on there that talks about Mark Cole. He talks about like taking 3 and 4 days where he completely unplugs and plans for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's reflecting on the previous year, planning for the next year, but he's completely unplugging from a lot of things. I mean, I know not everybody can do that, but he's going out into the woods, turning his phone off and everything else, and just like sitting in solitude with a piece of paper, and he's just doing all this. But a big portion of that, from what he talks about, the majority of that time is spent with reflecting on the
Mm-hmm.
previous year, reflecting on your family, and really taking it way beyond just the business side. So I think it's just so important for people to not lose sight of having a heart of gratitude and making it a daily discipline and not just an once in a year thing. So
Yeah, I would encourage people that are listening, and I'm going to do this myself. Again, I try on a regular to have some form of gratitude moment, whether it be mentally or on paper, or a combination of both. I'm going to do that a little bit different this year. Going into, I think we talked about this a year ago now, but going into this year, I didn't have a ton of goals. But also this year, I didn't do a ton of reflecting either.
mm,
Like, so coming into 2025, I didn't have like these monumental goals that I normally had, which I thought was, kind of, odd, because I normally am a goal setting kind of person. But I also realized that I didn't do a ton of reflecting on that on 2024 either, and go, it's okay to tell yourself, or to look at yourself from a point of view and go, hey, you're doing a good job.
hmm yeah,
Like, and look at what God's brought you through. Look at the growth in, whether it be mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, wherever that growth is. I was having coffee with an individual today, and it was a very new Christian, just got saved in January, and and we're talking about the Lord, and we're talking about him and his son's upcoming baptism, and he just starts crying.
mm,
And I was just, he's so grateful, so thankful, right? And I think a lot of times, especially Christians that have been walking this path for years and years,
yeah,
we for we for we miss the ultimate gratitude piece of the cross.
right,
We miss the ultimate gratitude piece of our, we're grateful for Jesus. We're grateful for the cross. We're grateful for the fact that he took our place and made us right with the Father through his sacrifice on the cross.
yeah,
And so I would encourage, especially those that have been walking this a while, just take a little bit and just think about the cross, and remember who you were years ago. Like, remember, right?
yeah,
Reflect, and then just have this grateful posture to the Lord, and his grace and mercy on your life, that um, I think that is, it hit me today having coffee, going, man, that hunger and that gratitude, that gratefulness, I want more of that.
it's
And
good.
I need to do a better job this year reflecting. So I plan on doing more of this year, and really having some goals based on reflection versus goals based on achievement.
Yeah, it's good. I think taking time, like especially when we have something to celebrate, taking time to celebrate it. And
I'm so bad at
I'm
this.
so bad at it.
Me too.
But I remember, so similar to, I was having a conversation with a guy, this was a while back, and, had been struggling financially, but just closed a pretty good deal and, was able to get a nice commission check. And I said, hey, man, before you just go put that towards all your debt, I said, what you need to do is take, like, I don't remember how much it was, but I said, go at least take a couple $100 and just spend it on a really nice dinner with you and your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just celebrate the win. You've got plenty of time to make that couple $100 back. It's not going to break you, especially with, this influx of cash you're getting. Like, just go celebrate it. And I remember in that moment thinking, I need to do more of that as well. And I still haven't even done it. But I also want to hit on this, and we can finish on this. If you are grateful for somebody in your life, especially as it pertains to other than your family member,
good,
tell them.
Let them know.
Tell them. Like, I have started to incorporate this more into my life, especially if it's a mentor or if it's somebody for just showing up. I really try to be intentional as well for, like, leading the men's ministry, and like when guys show up, especially the new guys, I'm purposeful with thanking them for being here and really just trying to make sure that they know that it's important to me that they showed up just in that. But it could be more than that. If somebody has, discipled you, walked with you, led you to Christ, or anything else, like, use this podcast as an opportunity, especially over these next week leading into Thanksgiving, to really reflect on that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a practical thing that somebody can take away, if nothing else. Think about somebody that had an impact on your life and call them or text them, at least send them a text message or an email and thanking them for what they did.
I love those messages. I've gotten a few of them here recently, I guess kind of because it is coming into reflection season. I never put it together, but just a voice memo of their thankfulness. And it not only is it great for you to remember and be grateful, but when you're on the receiving end of it, it allows for another opportunity for that person to be grateful and going, hey, there is impact being made and there are lives being changed.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a great idea. I'm going to make a list for me personally this year and send some voice memos out and just letting them know how grateful I am for their role in my life. So
Yeah.
I love it.
I'll actually put my money where my mouth is right now, because I am grateful for you, and your family. And, like, I know you know this, but there was a time, like, when we got connected, there was also a separation happening with another set of friends and the way that you guys opened up and just made yourselves available in that time. I know I'm grateful for that, and I know Lindsay is as well. So thank you for, I'm just glad I passed the test when you were sizing me up, and, like, I checked all the boxes.
You almost didn't make it.
I almost didn't make it.
You scored like an 8 out of 10.
I know.
No.
I had to make a little bit of a joke. It was a little too serious on that. But no, for real. And all kidding aside, I'm grateful for you guys. And
we are too.
So I don't even know whose turn it is, but I'll close this.
Let's do it.
So Father, thank you for just this time, this season. Lord, as we go into this season to celebrate your birth and just wind down the year and start the new year, Lord, we're just asking that you help us to slow down a little bit, to pause, to reflect. And Lord, just even just as listeners turn this episode off, that you would just remind them of a situation, of a person, of just something that really challenges them to be grateful. Because I know that there's somebody that's probably listening to this that may not think that they have a lot to be grateful for. And Father, I know that that's not from you. And I just ask that you turn them towards you, just draw them near to you in the moment, so that if nothing else, they can be grateful for the ultimate price that you paid for our lives. So we love you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thanks for listening. We hope that you feel encouraged by today's episode.
Help us reach the masses by leaving a review and subscribing to the show. We'll see you next time.